What's up, boys? It's your boy back here with another YouTube video. Today, we will be predicting every single NFL team's schedule here. Here on NFL Perry Pick'em here. So, week one, first the card or first the first. So we'll be doing every team. Sorry, we'll be doing every team. First off, we have the Arizona Cardinals here, and then so yeah, let's get straight into the video, boys. Grab your popcorn, grab your drink, sit down, relax. This would be a long one. Week one, first, the Chargers. I'm like, I don't think they the Arizona Cardinals don't have the talent yet to beat the Chargers. So I'm gonna give it to the Chargers. Now, week two, first, the reigning Super Bowl champs, Seattle Seahawks. There's no way on God's green earth that's gonna happen. I mean, that's not gonna happen for a while. San Francisco, I mean, a division rival that has a pretty solid team, I would say, around them. I think I'm gonna give it to them. I don't think they're gonna beat the Niners. Giants here. I think they actually might have. I think the Giants will actually. They'll win. They'll win. Never mind. They'll win. Loss against the Lions, because the Lions. Here's the thing with the Lions is they just have a solid. They have a great team, and I think Campbell with them, they will definitely do some things. Same thing with the Rams. I think they're on it. They honestly, I think the Rams honestly have a chance to go to the Super Bowl this year. Now, the Broncos are just too good. Cowboys, same thing. Reigning Super Bowl champs, same thing. LA, I think what I'm gonna do is take them. And then Cardinals versus the Chiefs. I'm just gonna assume that actually no. I'm gonna give this one to the Chiefs. Then give the Commanders. Then give the Cardinals fans a little bit of a win. Eagles, no, not at all. I'm gonna give this one. That's a gimme. And then Raiders. I think honestly, I might give this one to the Raiders, but I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna do this. So I predicted 3-14. I think honestly that is a good enough win column here for the Arizona Cardinals. Now we have the Atlanta Falcons. Oh God! So first game, week one against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna give this to the Falcons because look, the Pittsburgh Steelers, one, they have an aging quarterback. Two, they don't really have a good offense. I mean, they have a solid defense, but I don't know. I'm just gonna give that one to them, to be honest. And then Panthers here, Panthers, I think could have the potential to beat them, but just not yet. Definitely not yet. And then Green Bay. I'm going to give this one to Green Bay. And then week 4 is going to go Baltimore. Now, Baltimore, here's the thing with Baltimore, is they don't, they have Lamar, which obviously, they can run with him, but besides Lamar, their wide receivers like Zay Flowers and whoever, no, Isaiah's gone, but whoever they have now, I think they just really haven't shown anything. So I'm gonna give this one also to the Falcons. So they start the season off 4-1. Now the Bears and Caleb Williams first, the Atlanta Falcons. Now here's the thing with the Bears is I think same thing with the Baltimore Ravens, but they actually have. I think they actually have a good quarterback to where they have, and they also have pretty good wide receivers. Like I think, well, actually no, they lost most of their wide receivers actually, but I think honestly, I'm gonna give this one to the Bears, and then week 7, first the 49ers. Honest to God, I think honestly they will take this. And Bucks. Now this is our first meeting against the Bucks. We'll have another one in here in week 16. But I think honestly, I'm gonna give this one to them. And then Bengals. I'm gonna give it to them because the only reason why I say that is because I think their quarterbacks, their corner, not quarterbacks, cornerbacks could like they could like AJ Terrell and his brother they could probably do it to T Higgins and uh what's his name Jamar Chase. So I think honestly they definitely could win that game. Now, here against the Chiefs in Week 10, I honestly don't know, especially from this far out from the season, because it's June when recording this. So, just assuming that Pat stays healthy, I'm going to give it to him. And here against the Vikings, I mean, kind of the same thing with the Bengals, but it's just they only have really one good wide receiver, and I think I might give it to him here. Oh, nope. W. Now, here against the Lions here, honestly, I think there's going to be a few games where they lose. And right here, a few more games where they lose. Now, even though it's been kind of, I honestly might have to take the Lions in this one. Now, look, when it comes to the Browns here in week 14, I'm giving it to them. Commanders, same thing, I'm going to give it to them. And then week 16, like I said, we're going to play him here in week 16. I'm going to give it to him. Give it. So, they're definitely in playoff contention, but 11-6 for a division, for the NFC South is actually, I don't know. I don't really know. They have good, guys, but I just don't know. All right. So now we're going to be on to the next team, the Baltimore Ravens. Now, week 1 first, the Colts. Here. Wait, hold on. Aw, dang it. I couldn't see. But, here, with the Baltimore Ravens. First, the Colts week 1. I'm going to give it to them. Saints, same thing. Now, here's week 3 where do we somewhat get a challenge? Do the Baltimore Ravens somewhat get a challenge when they're playing kind of a team that hasn't I haven't really seen much from the Dallas Cowboys. So, honestly, I'm going to give it to them. Now, Titans, with their developing quarterback and developing wide receiver, I think they could turn into something. But I just don't think they have the talent yet to beat the Baltimore Ravens. Now, here against the Falcons in week 5, and I said I would give it to them, so I'm going to. So now they're 4-1. Now the Browns here is the same thing. Like, we'll have to play them again in week 16. So honestly, with them just losing Myles Garrett and getting Jared Verse, I'm just gonna give it to them for now. Now, here's the Bengals. I'm giving it to the Bengals, and then Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills are great. I'm gonna give it to them. And then Jaguars. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to them. Now, Chargers. Um, I don't really know about this one, so I'm just going to give them the loss. And then Panthers W. Now here again. Now here with the Texans here. Texans, I think would be nice, but I just don't see it happening with the Texans. I don't see them winning. Now here against the Bucks. I could actually see them taking this. Now here against the Pittsburgh Steelers, do we lose to them yet? Or is this our only first meeting? No, this can't be. Oh, it is. It is just our first meeting. So this late in the season, I think Aaron Rodgers. Never mind, because he's just that guy to where I think Aaron Rodgers just wouldn't be able to beat Lamar, and he wouldn't, because they just don't have good wide receivers. Now with the Browns, I'm gonna give it to them. Here against the Bengals, second meeting, we lost to them once. We're gonna beat them. Now we won against them in week 15. I think what I'm gonna do is give them the win here. So 11-6 Baltimore Ravens is definitely possible. Lost to the Bucks, lost to the you know Browns, which honestly some people might hate me for that, for taking the Browns over the Baltimore Ravens, but I know they just lost, and I know they just lost Myles Garrett, but I think them getting Jared Verse could honestly help the Browns. Okay, now we're gonna go on to the Buffalo Bills. So here in week 1 against the Texans. Now, honest to God, I am kind of rude. Like, I think honestly the Bills are gonna take this one. Away from home. Now, week 2 against the Lions. They're in Highmark. They're in their, I think, new stadium too. So in Highmark Stadium, but they're new ones. So I'm gonna give it to them as well. Even though, because I did a prediction video with the Connor take, and I said they are going to lose. But honestly, this is mine, and I regret every bit of saying that they were going to lose. But they're going to win in my prediction. So now here is the Chargers. Honestly, I would take the Chargers, but just them being at home, and dude, their atmosphere, the Bills Mafia is just one of the best atmospheres. So I'm gonna take that, and then same thing with the Patriots. Now playing the LA Rams in SoFi Stadium, I just don't think that they're gonna lose, because one, I get it, they have Puka and all these other guys, but I just don't think the Bills can lose that game. And then, same thing in Allegiant Stadium with Mendoza. I'm just going to take the Bills. Now, we playing the Baltimore Ravens in New York. I am going to take the loss on this one. Now, Minnesota. In Minnesota, by the way. Honestly, I'm going to take Minnesota. And then, just get them back. Bang. Now, we're 8-2 on the season. Now, here in week 12, first the Chiefs. I think, honestly, the Bills are going to get back. And then Patriots, I don't think they're going to lose to the Patriots anytime soon. Now, Here against the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay, I just don't think has the talent yet. So, I'm going to give it to the Buffalo Bills. The Bears and Caleb Williams are going to lose. And then the Broncos are going to take that and then take 14-3 is definitely not bad. Now, there's some wins and some losses that there's a loss that no, the losses, I don't really regret the losses here. But there's some wins that I definitely that I question, but I don't know. We'll see once it gets closer. Now, Carolina. Here against now week 1 here against the Bears. I'm gonna give it to Carolina. And in here in week 2, first the Atlanta Falcons here. I'm gonna give it to Atlanta. And then week 3, I'm gonna give it to the Browns. And then I'm gonna give it to the Lions. I'm gonna give it to the Eagles. I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give week 7 to the Bucks. Week 8 to get first the Packers. I'm gonna give it to the Packers. Week 9 first the Broncos. I'm gonna give it to the Broncos. And then week 10, I'm gonna give it to. Oh wait, nope. I'm gonna give them a W. And then week number 11, I'm gonna give it to them. Or I'm gonna give them a loss. And then I know I said they were gonna lose, but then they're going to beat the Bucks, and then they play the Vikings here in week 13. Honestly, I think that this will be a win for the Carolina Panthers. Win, loss, loss. Oh wait, nope. Loss and loss. So 5-12 is definitely not a bad record for the Carolina Panthers, but it's just there's a lot of there's some W's I regret, a lot of losses I regret. But we can always do another one before few before the season starts. This is only my prediction in June, May. I remind you. So, and now we're into the NFC North. My division. I'm not a Chicago fan. I'm not a Bears fan. I'm a Lions fan. But week 1 here against the Carolina Panthers, I'm going to give it to the Chicago Bears. Week 2 first the Minnesota Vikings, division rival. I'm going to give this one in Minnesota. And then I'm going to give week 3 to I'm going to give it to the Eagles. And week 4, I'm going to give it to the Bears. Week 5, I'm going to give it to the Packs. Week 6, here against the Falcons here. Honestly, I'm going to give it to the Bears on this one. And then here against the Patriots, I'm going to give it to the Bears. And then here against week 8, here in Seattle, first the reigning Super Bowl champs, Seattle Seahawks. I'm giving it to Seattle. Now, back in Soldier Field for week 9, first the Bucks. Honestly, I'm going to give it to the Chicago Bears, Chi-Town Bears. And then week 11, first the Saints, I'm going to give it to them. Now, week 12, I don't know if this is Thanksgiving. If it is, I don't know. But either way, I'm going to give it to the Lions. Because, one, the Lions have built a solid enough team to beat the Chicago Bears. And it's in Ford Field, too. So, that's the only reasons. And then week 13 against the Jaguars, W. Week 14 against the Dolphins, W. Now, here is the tricky part against this. Week 15, I'm kidding. There's no tricky part. The Bills are taking this. Now, week 16, first the Packers in Soldier Field. I'm going to take this. Week 17, in Soldier Field, first the Lions. I am going to take this one. And then week 18, first the Minnesota Vikings in Minnesota. I'm going to take Chi-Town Bears. So that is my Chicago Bears prediction. Now, let's move on to the Bengals prediction. Which, the next one is probably what y'all been waiting for. Because most of y'all, let's settle the debate. Most of y'all are Browns fans. So we'll get to that here in a minute. But, week 1, first the Buccaneers. But this is in Cincinnati. So this is in Paycor Stadium. I'm giving it to the Bengals. And in week 2, first the Texans in Houston. By the way, I'm going to give it to the Bengals. Week 3 in Pittsburgh. I'm giving it to Pittsburgh. Week 4 in Paycor again. Giving it to Bengals. Now week 5, even though I know this is in Miami, the Dolphins just do not have it yet. They lost a lot of pieces this year. Or last year. Baltimore now. In Baltimore. In MMT Bank. Is it MMT Bank? I don't know. I think it's MMT Bank, though. Yeah. So, I'm going to give it to Baltimore. And in week 8, first, the Tennessee Titans. But this is in Cincinnati. So, I'm going to give it to them. Now, week 9, in Atlanta. At Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm giving to the Bengals. Week 10, here in Paycor. Giving it to the Bengals. Now, week number 11. First, the Washington Commanders. In Washington, not D.C., the state Washington. I think. No, I'm sorry. I think this is in Washington, D.C. I think. This is either Washington, D.C. or the state. But either way, I'm giving it to the Bengals. Now, here in Paycor, I'm giving it to the Bengals. Now, here in Huntington Bank Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, I'm giving it to the Bengals. Now, here in Paycor back again, giving it to the Bengals. And even though we're away from home on this one, we're going to give these next 2 wins. Now, week 17, this one's going to be hard. But I'm going to give it to the Baltimore Ravens. And then going to give this one to us, the Cincinnati Bengals. So that is my Cincinnati Bengals prediction, 14-3. Now we're going to be moving on to the Cleveland Browns. Here. So, and let me go grab a special guest to bring on so then we can do this with him because he's a Browns fan. So let me go grab him. I'll be right back, boys. pull up and grab a chair once you're done. Or no, just grab a chair once you get in. So grab that chair. What's up, boys? I'm back here with a special guest. His channel name is The Dudes 1267. Please go check him out. So please get in here, Gavin.
Hello.
He will be helping us predict the rest of these NFL team schedules and his very own Cleveland Browns. Now, week 1 against the Jaguars. Who do you think would take this?
Browns.
Browns. Okay.
And then week 2, I am
First the
thinking-
Buccaneers. Now this is in Tampa. This is not in
What's this team we done?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I think the Buccaneers are going to win that one.
Oh. Okay.
And then I'm going to go with another L.
To the
Browns.
Huh?
Cleveland.
In week 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna do a loss, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And
Now
then
week 4.
I think that might be a W. It has to be a W.
Okay.
And then
Week 5, here comes the Jets.
Jets. I haven't watched some games, but all I know is that they're horrible.
Okay,
From what I know. I'm doing Browns.
Thank God you said that, because I swear, if you would have said loss, I would have been literally fuming. Okay, now pull up and grab a chair. Why don't you?
Well, this is my new chair. I think
Week 6 here against the Baltimore Ravens. Who do you think?
I feel like the Cleveland is going to win again.
Okay.
Out of spite luck.
Now, are you doing realistically?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
realistic. What team was that again? The Titans?
Yeah, we played the Titans. Now you guys play the Titans. The Tennessee Titans. And Tennessee.
Did we win?
Okay. Now.
I'm expecting we lost that one.
Huh?
I'm expecting we lost that one.
Which one?
The Titans.
So you want to put a loss there?
Yeah. Okay. That has to be a loss.
Okay. Now here against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, mind you, this is the second meeting. You guys won in week 4. What do you think?
Week 4, that was out of luck. So I'm doing. I'm
What?
thinking. Jordan grabbed his hand and just squeezed his hand on there with his nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Stop. I can't do nothing about it right now.
Yes, you can. You can go through and smack him. He's recording.
I'm doing something right now. I'll do it after, okay? Go upstairs. You're fine.
I think the Steelers would win that one.
Now, week 9 here against the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans. Who do you think would take that?
Yeah, I'm going for L.
Wow. Okay.
And then
Week 10 against the Houston Texans, but this is in Cleveland at Huntington.
We might actually win that one.
Okay. Now, week 12 against the Las Vegas Raiders, which, may I remind you, had the number 1 overall pick and picked up You
already know who I was going to pick.
Who?
L.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I know my dad don't watch this.
Oh, I'm gonna make him watch this. I'm gonna make his dad watch it when he gets back from Vegas because he's on a plane ride back home. So I'm gonna make him watch this video when it comes out because I haven't made the channel yet. But I'm going to make his dad watch this. Okay, let's get back to this. Let's get back to the schedule. Week 13 against the Cincinnati Bengals in Cleveland. Now, may I remind you, this is not far from home for them because they are based in Ohio as well.
Yeah.
Just like you guys. So, what do you honest opinion? Who do you think will win this game?
You know, I'm going to have to go with the Cleveland Browns again, taking the W.
Oof. Okay.
Hey, we'll reveal how much after all these games.
Yeah, once the season ends, we will do a whole another prediction. But
about if I was right or wrong.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Atlanta Falcons. Now this is in Cleveland. So, who do you think will take this W?
Cleveland.
Okay, I like that. Now, week 15 for the New York Jets. This is in New York.
Don't the New York Jets suck?
Oh, I'm sorry, Giants. This is New York Giants. Sorry, that's my bad.
In here? No. Don't the New York Giants suck? Come upstairs.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're coming upstairs. Is it home or not?
It is. It is in New York.
So it's there. It's home for them.
Yeah, it's home for. Oh, it's in MetLife Stadium.
Can you come with me? I haven't seen that, so I might take the Elfias.
Okay.
I don't know. If it's W, then it looks like I'm just basically playing favoritism.
Now, week 16 first, the Baltimore Ravens in Baltimore. Stop, Glenn. Stop.
Why?
Because it's annoying.
I think we're gonna win that one.
Huh?
I think we're gonna win that one.
Okay.
Gavin, can you help me go find Joe? I think we'll win.
Now week 17 against the Indianapolis Colts. Who do you think will win that game? And this is in Ohio.
I'm going with Cleveland.
Cleveland. Now Cincinnati Bengals, week 18 in Cincinnati, Ohio. So this is not far for you guys, but this is home for them.
Yeah. You know, I actually might have to do an L.
An L, okay. So you You predicted 10-7 for your Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to make your dad watch this. All right, boy. You can go.
I think.
Have one. Hey, take this.
We need it so we can go out and make the joke.
All right. So that is the.
Oh, and there's Anthony 1212 for adding me in this video as a special guest.
But that's not my channel name.
See it for now. It used to be his channel name, whatever. No.
Well, it is, but this is not the channel. This is a different channel.
I think next season the Cleveland Browns are gonna do way better.
Okay. I mean, it just depends, Just depends.
See you, everyone. Remember, like and subscribe. And don't check out the dude's 1267.
That is his channel, by the way.
We will be making videos soon.
Yes.
If you ever
he can't do anything right now.
And you guys, I haven't posted videos in a long time. Is that my PC won't let me post videos, so I can't post.
Yeah.
But
see you, everyone. Share.
See everyone. Like I just said, like and subscribe. See you later.
And share.
All right. Thank you, guys. Okay, so that is the Cleveland Browns schedule with my boy, Gavin. His channel name is the Dudes 1267. We will keep on here. We will be doing now the Dallas freaking Cowboys. And I know a lot of y'all love the Dallas Cowboys. So now, week 1, first, the New York Giants here. Hold on, boys. I'll be back. Funny. All right, what's up, boys? I'm back here. we will be predicting the Dallas Cowboys schedule now. Week 1 against the New York Giants. I'm going to take the Giants on this one. Week 2 versus the Commanders. Now, may I remind you, this is their first meeting in week 2. So, I'm going to give this one to the Commanders. Now, Baltimore. I'm going to give it to Baltimore. Now, week 3. Stop. Okay, sorry, boys, for the interruption. But now, week 5, I'm gonna give it to the Cowboys. Week...
What?
Week number 5 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to take Tampa on this one. Week 6 first the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to take Green Bay. Week 7 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to take Philly. Week 8 first the Cardinals. I'm going to take the Cowboys. Week 9 against the Indianapolis Colts. I'm going to take the Cowboys. And then week 10, first the 49ers, I'm going to take the Niners. And then week 11, I'm going to take Cowboys. Alright, boys, I'm back. Sorry. Now, this is their second meeting in week 12. I'm going to take...
Do you want to play, Minecraft?
I'm going to take the Cowboys. Now, week 13, first, the reigning Super Bowl champs. I'm going to take the reigning Super Bowl champs. Now, week 15, first, the LA Rams. I'm going to take LA. Week 16, first, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to take the Cowboys. And then week 17, first, the New York Giants. I'm going to take Cowboys. And then week 18, I'm going to take Commanders. So, I predicted 8-9, which is definitely, I think, a realistic win. Or a realistic prediction. But we will see once the season starts. Now, we will now be predicting. Hold on, let me see how many more teams we have. We have a lot more teams to go. Now we will be predicting the Denver Broncos, which were great last year. May I remind you, they made it to the AFC Championship. But week 1 here against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to give this to Broncos solely because I think Patrick Mahomes will not be back in time for week 1. And then I'm going to give this one. And then week 2 against the Jaguars, I'm going to give it to the Denver Broncos. Now, week 3 first, the LA Rams. I'm going to give it to, the Denver Broncos. Now, week number 4 here against the Niners. I'm giving it to the Broncos. Week 5, I'm going to give it to the Broncos. Week 6 here against the reigning Super Bowl champs. I'm going to give it to the champs. And then week 7, I'm going to give it to the Broncos. Now, week 8, I'm going to give it to the Chiefs. Week 9, I'm going to give it to the Broncos. Week 11, I'm going to give it to the Broncos. Week 12, I'm going to give it to The Broncos. Week 13, I'm gonna give it to the Broncos. Week 14, I'm gonna give it to the Broncos. Week 15, I'm gonna give it to the Broncos. Oh wait, oops. And then week 16, I'm gonna give it to the Bills. Week 17, I'm gonna give it to the Broncos. And week 18, I'm gonna give it to the Broncos. So that is my schedule prediction for the Broncos. I predicted 14-3. I actually like that prediction. Now we would be doing my favorite team, the Detroit Lions. Let's run it.
You're gonna lose.
Wow. Now week 1, first the Saints. I'm giving it to them. Week 2, I'm gonna give it to the Bills. Week 3, I'm gonna give it to us. Week 4, I'm gonna give it to us. Week 5, I'm gonna give it to us. Week 7, I'm gonna give it to the Packers. Week 8, I'm gonna give it to the Lions. Week 9, I'm gonna give it to the Lions. Week number 10, I'm gonna give it to the Patriots. Now, week 11, I'm gonna also give it to the Buck. I'm gonna give it to the Bucks. Now, week number 12, I'm gonna give it to us. Week 13, I'm going to go ahead and give it to the Falcons here. Week 14, I'm gonna give it to the Lions. Week 16 or 15, I'm gonna give it to the Minnesota Vikings. Week 16, I'm gonna give it to the Lions. Week 17, I'm gonna give it to the Lions. Or actually, no, loss. So I'm predicting 8-9 for my favorite team. Which is definitely reasonable with the schedule that we got. So yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. So they're gonna be 10-7 actually. They're gonna be 10-7. Now we got the Packers. I think this is one of the last teams in the NFC. No, just kidding here, boys. It's not. So now we got the Packers. Week 1, first the Minnesota Vikings. In Minnesota, I'm going to give it to Minnesota here. Week 2 against the Jets, I'm going to give it to Green Bay. Week 3 against the Atlanta Falcons in in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I'm going to give it to this is actually in Lambeau. I'm going to now this one in Tampa. I'm going to give it to Tampa. Here in Lambeau, I'm going to give it to the Packers. Here in Lambeau again, I'm going to give it to the Packs. And then here in Ford Field, they're going to lose to us. And in week 8, they're going to win against the Carolina Panthers. Week 9, I'm going to give them a win. Week 10, I'm going to give them a W. Now week 12, I'm going to give them a loss. Week 13, I'm going to give them a win. Week 14 against the Buffalo Bills in Lambeau, I'm going to give it to the Bills. Week 15, I'm going to give it to the Cheeseheads. And then week 16 in Soldier, I'm going to give it to the Bears. And then week 17 against the Houston Texans in Lambeau, I'm going to give it to them in W. So I predicted 11-6 for the Green Bay Packers, which honestly might not seem like a realistic record, but I think honestly this could be a good record for them. Now predicting, oh my god, one of the, I would say, hardest schedules in football. I mean, got two kind of hard teams, and they got a bunch of hard teams. Definitely. But we'll see. I'm gonna give this one to the Bills. Give this one to the Bengals. Get this one to them. Give it to them. Give it to them. So those 3 W or 4 W right there. So we're 4-2, going into week 7. I think I'm gonna give it to the Giants. Now, coming off of the bye week, going to LA. They're all rested. I'm gonna give it to them. Now, I'm gonna give it to them here. Now, here in week 10, first the Colts again. I'm giving it to them. And then I'm gonna no. I'm gonna give it to them. And in week 13, I'm gonna give it to them. Actually, hold on. W. And then W. W. Loss. W. So 12-5 for the Houston Texans is actually pretty good. For a team, that's actually pretty dang good. Now we have the Indianapolis Colts, dude. There's some wins on this thing. I think they might have the toughest schedule in football. They start 0-3 on the season. 4, 5, and then they're 1-5, and then loss, W, loss. Or wait, no, oops, W. So the 3-7. W? Or actually, I might give this one a loss. A loss. A W. A loss. A loss. And a loss. So I predicted 14-3 for the Colts. And it's actually pretty dang good. Now we got Jacksonville, my man. Jackson freaking This is a pretty hard schedule right here. I mean, I would say a pretty hard schedule. Hold on, boys. Okay, we're good. Never mind, boys. We are good. Okay, week 1 first, the Cleveland Browns. I'm gonna give it to Cleveland. Week 2, first the Broncos. I'm gonna give it to them. Week 3, I'm gonna give it to the Pats. Week 4, I'm gonna give it to the Bengals. Week 5, I'm gonna give it to the Eagles. Week 6, I'm gonna give it to them. And then week 8 here, I'm gonna actually give it to the Jags. And then week 7 or week 9, same. And then week 10, I'm gonna actually do this. And then loss. And then loss again. Loss. So they're 1-15. I mean, they've only won one game, and they're gonna lose another game. Actually, no, they're gonna win another game, so they're gonna go 2-15, which honestly is not bad for them. Yeah. But now we get the Chiefs. Good old freaking Kansas City Chiefs here, man. Here, hold on, wait for this to load. But I'm gonna give this one. Oh my god. Loss, W. Loss. Falcons logo. I'm gonna actually give it to him. That's the Jets. Hold on, I'm just gonna give that one to him. So I predicted 12 and 7 and 10 for the Chiefs here, which is honestly not that freaking bad. Hold on, boys. Sorry for the internet, but just having some, some problems here with the internet. Here, let me redo it, boys. But yeah, sorry, boys. Okay, we're good. Hold on, let me do a. One of that. Sorry it looks like this, boys.
I'm so very sorry. So sorry. So sorry. It's fine.
So yeah, I kind of predicted the same one there. But that's my Kansas City Chiefs prediction. We're gonna be moving on to the Las Vegas Raiders now. Week 1 versus the Dolphins here is a definite gimme, and then week 2 is just gonna be a loss. Week 3 will be W. Assuming that Patrick Mahomes is not back, I'm gonna give it to him. And then Patriots in New England, I'm gonna give it to him. Buffalo Bills, there's no way. There's no way they're beating them yet. And then loss.
Ooh, I think I can use you.
Loss. I'm gonna give this one a loss. And this one is actually gonna be a loss as well. And then week 14, God. I'm gonna give them another loss. Like these are gonna be 2 back-to-back losses here. And then the win, and then definitely a loss. So 6 and 11, which is definitely not bad for them. So now we will be moving on to the Los Angeles Chargers. Here. Cardinals is gonna be a win. Same thing with the Raiders. Loss. W, loss. W. Loss. W. Loss. W. Loss. And W. Or loss. So I predicted 7 and 10 for the Colts. Which is definitely not that bad. But I don't really know. I mean, this is just a prediction. Now, Rams, week 1 for San Francisco is gonna win or lose.
Oh my god.
Week 2 win. Week 3 win. Week 4.
Wow.
Well, actually, I'm gonna say that as a loss. Actually, And in week 5, I'm going to take that as a loss. Week 6, I'm going to take that as W. And W again. Then week 8 versus the Chargers. I think I'm going to give this one to the, I'm going to give this to the other LA team. And then W. And then this one, give. And then give them this. And give it to them. W. Loss. This is, I think, wait, did we meet with them once? No. We're gonna give it to us, and then we're gonna give it to us. So, I predicted 10-7 for the Rams, which is definitely not too bad. Which is actually pretty great, actually. Now we got Miami. I mean, this is just... That game actually might... Oh, wait, oops. I mean, 2-15 is definitely reasonable. Now, Minnesota Vikings. By the way, how many more teams do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 months to predict here. Oh my god. Hold on, yo. You know what, boys? We're gonna record this in 2 parts. So this is gonna be my first part. I'm gonna do the others in another part.